So San Diego Comic-Con 2026 has come to a close, or at least Hasbro anyways. I'm recording this on Sunday morning, so the Hasbro panel has already happened. I believe that happened on Friday. And so we're going to talk about some of the reveals. We're going to talk about what I'm interested in, what is something I'm not really all that interested in, what I think potentially this means for the brand and where we're going to be going forward. Just for full clarification, all of these screenshots are courtesy of TF Source, the TFW forums. They have a very good blog post where they have all of it. So I encourage you to head over there if you're not, already part of the forums or anything like that. But check it out, and we're gonna go over some of the things that they've released and stuff like that. So as you can see on the screen right now, we have the San Diego Comic-Con Blaster and KP sets, and this is, I believe, this is supposed to be the Transformer and Gem crossover. I thought this was gonna be just coming out. I don't know if this is gonna be a Comic-Con exclusive. Now, when I went to the Hasbro Pulse website, they only have a couple things up currently for pre-order. I don't remember seeing this on there, but I'll have to double check again. But I think this is pretty cool. This is basically just a repaint of their blaster, the Studio Series blaster, which, I mean, the Titans Return blaster was a pretty decent mold. I do think the Studio Series 86 mold was a little smaller, but it was actually a pretty decent mold, and I think I might pick this up simply because, Jim and the Holograms was one of those characters, or shows, I should say, that I was really interested in as a kid, and I remember watching it when I was a young lad, on Saturday mornings and stuff like that. And it's one of those things. It was more geared towards the girls, But I mean, I've always thought about, like, they sell, like, Carmen Sandiego and, like, which I watched as a kid as well, and really enjoyed that cartoon. But they sell, like, Carmen Sandiego, like, dolls, and I think they sell a Gem doll. And I've always been hesitant to just buy one, because, like, wouldn't that be weird? And it's one of those things, and I want to know from you guys in the comments, do you guys think that would be weird for a guy to buy, like, a doll, like a Barbie, basically? They're basically Barbies in a sense, as part of their collection. It's just, it'd be like just a one-off. It's like, I'm not gonna buy the entire line or anything like this. Like, just the representation of that character in my collection. So, and I do have, like, part of my display, I have this giant, like, shelf that's on top of my cubes. That's like this, like, it's what I call my childhood shelf. It's basically everything from as far as I can remember as a little kid to, like, probably, like, I would say probably like 25. Like, all the different franchises and representations of the characters. Some of them are from, like, later iterations of the characters, but just all the characters and things that just kind of made me who I am. So let's go ahead and move on. There's quite a few images here, so this might be a long one, guys. So if I have time, I will make some timestamps. So this one I don't have any interest in. I think this might have been a Comic-Con exclusive. It's an Optimus Prime and Jazz Cereal 2-pack. It's cool. I mean, I think they're transformable. I don't think they are. I think they're just I mean, because the trailer looks like it's transformable, and, like, but that Jazz doesn't. So maybe the Jazz is just a car, and the Optimus Prime turns into, like, a standard G1 Optimus Prime. Like, it's cool, but not something that I would be, like, searching to get, And I think it's really cool that the box is, like, like the G1 Prime. It's like a cereal box. I mean, I think it's pretty cool. I mean, if it's something that you can only get at the con, there are those who went to the con, and you got it, you paid your $80 for it. That's probably what it was. I think it's cool. So this is something that I'm sure a lot of kids will be, people that are into Monster Jam will probably be, like, really down to get. These look like they're going to be very, very simple transformations, like probably like 10 step changers. They did this with Hot Wheels, so I think this is really interesting that they are now, like, diving into other, like, and it makes sense because, like, Hot Wheels, it always was weird to me that, like, we never had, like, Hot Wheels as Transformers. And, like, even, like, Monster Jam even makes more sense to me than Hot Wheels, because Hot Wheels are just, like, they could just take any car and then just make it a character of Transformers. But, like, Monster Jam is one of those, like, franchises, those brands or like their vehicles with like different like you know, there's ones like a shark, the Megalodon, and then the El Dorado Loco. So the El Dorado Loco. That is really cool. It is really cool. Like, I think it's a really cool concept. Not something that I'm gonna be actively searching for. If I see them on clearance, I might pick one up. Just like I picked up one of the Hot Wheel ones as like kind of like a desk thing or for whatever. But not something I'm interested in. Here's another one. I think this one's really cool. This is Gravedigger. I know this particular car is very popular. I know this is a very popular Master Jam. And then this is probably a leader class. So the fact that they're making the bigger ones and not just the small ones, I think that is really cool. Now, here's something that looks like it's going to be a Walmart exclusive. And it's Deluxe Cybertronian, Cyberthread. I don't know who these characters are. I'm guessing one looks like a tank and one looks like a jet. I don't know who these characters are. Not off the top of my head, you know. But I think it's cool. They're translucent plastic. So, I mean, again, these are probably going to be like deluxe class figures. They're going to be small. They're going to be smaller than your regular deluxe class figures that we're used to. They're going to be like $25. I mean, it's cool. I don't see these things falling off the shelf. If you're interested in this thing, let me know. I'm interested to know what you guys are interested in, what you were excited for, what you were not excited for. I'm really looking forward to hearing that. Here's some more shots. Then this is a Optimus Prime and Megatron. This looks like, honestly, I think that Cybertronian looks like, these are Voyagers. That looks like the not the Earthrise, but the War of Cybertron, the Siege model. That's what that looks like. It looks like the Siege model, blue translucent. And then you got a Megatron, which also too looks like the Siege mold. So, I mean, kudos to them for getting money out of their mold. Okay, yeah, I did say deluxe. I was like, did I say deluxe? I did say. So, I mean, again, I think these molds are really good for the time. For the time, that Optimus mold was probably one of the best molds. That Megatron was probably one of the best molds for a long time until now got the Studio Series versions, which I think are far superior than these molds. But again, I think it's really cool. If you didn't get these molds and you're looking for these molds, I mean, these are definitely customizable. I mean, they're just basically translucent colors. There's like sparkles in them, so you can definitely paint them if that's something you're interested in. I think this is something that's really interesting for customizers or people that are just into like this type of aesthetic for the Transformers. Now, here's one I'm gonna get some crap about. It's Leader Shockwave, and it says fan channel, activate your alt mode. When I first saw the first image, I was like, oh my god, are they actually finally doing like a Titan class version of that character, which I can't remember his freaking name to now, from Rise of the Beast? And I'm like, no, it's not. It's a whale. That's cool, but why Shockwave? Like, what is this from? Is this just some fan saying, hey, we want to have Shockwave as a whale? If that's what this is, cool. Not for me. I think it's a cool concept for those who want it. This isn't for me. I don't know what this is. I have no interest in getting it. If I ever have a chance to look at it, you know, I'll take a look at it, because I do have some friends near me that do collect Chug more than I do now, and they usually give me opportunities to look at their stuff depending on, you know, logistics and stuff. Yeah, this isn't for me. Okay, so this is one of the things that are available on the Hasbro Pulse website for you to pre-order right now. This is the 30-year anniversary for the Maximal Pack, and I think this is really cool because it comes with the core cast. It comes... Now, here's the problem with this. I think I missed out on AirRaiser. I think I did, because I have all the rest of these. Now, these are premium painted, right? You have Dinobot, you have Tigertron, you have Cheetor, you have Rat Trap, you have Optimus Primal, you have Rhinox. I think this is a really cool set. So if you are a Beast Wars collector and you want a premium paint version of the Maximals, go ahead and pick this up. I didn't check what the pre-order price on this was, but it is available right now for pre-order on Hasbro Pulse. So if you want to get this, I'm gonna pass on this because I have most of these. I think the only one I might have missed AirRaiser. I don't remember. I probably did, but that's okay. I'm not too hung up about it because I have the Rise of the Beast version, and I think it's the same mold. I think it was, other than like, you know, head sculpt and some paint, pretty much the same mold. So I'm okay with not having. This is something from the Energon. This is interesting because when the Studio Series started, and I might do a Prime Talk video on this at some point, talking about the history of Studio Series. But the Studio Series line was as you all are aware, was originally supposed to be just the movie. Like, because here's the thing, like, so when those movie toys came out, they're rushed. You know, they got to get them out for the movie. So the concepts, a lot of times it takes a while for these things to get made. You know, so when they get the concept art and they start designing the toy, that concept changed into the final design in the movie. So that's why the toys didn't match up with what you saw on the screen. And the Studio Series was now to correct that, because now they have the CG models and they can render those into 3D space and make them transformable, which is cool. And I think it's really cool that they are now diving into other universes, and we're going to get into that. Now, this is the Energon universe. I suspect that this is the current Skybound Comics Energon universe, not necessarily like Energon itself, like the cartoon, like, you know, like Armada, because they've done Armada stuff in the mainline. When I say mainline, I mean, like, you know, like Legacy, Age of the Primes now, I think the Age of the Primes now. Don't know if they're going to be switching that up to something different the coming year. I haven't seen anything about that yet. They usually change the name of the line every couple of years, you know. But I think it's cool. It's just Shredhead. I mean, I don't know anything about this character. The mold looks like it's a reused mold of probably like the Mr. T's van, A-van. It looks like that's what it is, which is good. And that's another thing about Hasbro. They reuse the same mold, and that's just how it is. We have the Dotson brothers, you have the Seekers. I mean, that's just. If anybody complains about reused molds, like, and I do sometimes complain about that, but it is what it is. Got some more shots here. Yeah, I think the paint job on this is amazing. Then we have the 2027 Deluxe Wave 1, Age of the Primes, and we're gonna have G2 Wild Rider, Alpha Bravo, Breakaway, and Skyguard. Now, I think that is really, really cool. Obviously, Skyguard looks like it is a repaint of Blast Off, and then of course Alpha Bravo is also a repaint of Vortex, and that is really, really cool because that gives you the opportunity to mix and match your combiner. Age of the Primes is basically becoming Combiner Wars Part 2. And I'm okay with that, because Combiner Wars was kind of the same thing, where like you could mix and match a lot of the combiners together because the ports were identical. But they're more like, this time around it's more, you know, I know with Combiner Wars, like, they didn't release certain characters for like I think Dead End was never released. I don't think there's a Dead End for Minosaur, if I remember right. Or it was one of them. It was one of them that they did. Or combinations of characters that never combine in the shows or any iteration. So, but I mean, like with this one, it's like, it's a cool concept. I think it's a cool concept. I know there's like I think there's only been 2 molds released, colored repaints of the Minosaur for G2. So for G2 fans out there, for the repaints, they're coming. Hasbro heard, they're coming. Then we've got this is interesting. This is really interesting. This is a G1 Seeker pack. You've got, I want to say, Skywarp, as an Acid Storm. I don't remember who the yellow one was, and then the orange one I couldn't tell you, but I know the green one was Acid, because I have the MP scale. And I'm guessing the blue one is probably a Thunder. I said Skywarp, didn't I? It's Thundercraft. But here's what's interesting. It's Studio Series, right? Now, these are the new mold, right? These are the new mold. And you all knew this was coming. Everybody under the sun knew this was coming. That Seeker mold, they're gonna every repaint under the sun. We're gonna get a clear version. We're gonna get a rainbow colored version. We're gonna get every color of the rainbow. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. If you're a Seeker collector, they got you covered. But here's what's interesting about this. It says G1. So that tells me that now they are now going to do every single G1 character at the Studio Series level. So we're not talking 86 anymore. 86 was just to create the characters that appeared in the movie in some capacity. There was a lot of characters that were not in that movie. Hoist, Hound wasn't in the movie, I don't think. I think actually no, Hound was in the movie. But that also gives us opportunities to get molds that we might have missed out on. Like, for example, let's say you did miss that Hound, because I missed that Hound. I never saw it. I never saw it at a Target. It was a Target exclusive. Never saw it. Sold out ever online. Not paying the aftermarket price. This gives us an opportunity to get that Hound now. There's probably a couple other characters that are out there from the 86 movie that they released molds for. But here we go again. G1's coming back. And honestly, this was the first one that I saw. I actually saw this one first, but this is G1 Red Alert. It's the new mold for Red Alert. And you can see he's not red. He's white. So, I mean, it's coming. They're doing, like, they're going to do the G1. They're going to do the G2. And it's all going to be under Studio Series. And it's just like, okay, this is going to be more anime accurate, or like the Japanese continuities. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. And then we got Deluxe Wave 1. Now, this is interesting. We got Alakhan from the 86 movie. So that's really cool. Never had one. It looks good. It's not as big, probably not as big as I'd hoped for, but again, another army building figure. I think that's really cool. They go along with the Sharkticon that came out a couple years ago. And then we've got the TF1 Shockwave, which I think is really, really cool. I don't remember if he transformed. I don't know. Remember if I saw him transform in the movie to watch it. Again, this is a cool figure if you're a TF1 collector. I think this is definitely something to pick up. And then, of course, we're getting another wheelie. Now, right now, there is a G1 wheelie toy that you can get at Walmart. That's a G1, like, repackaged retro, like, carded back kind of deal they're doing with Walmart right now with, like, mini-cons. Or, not mini-cons, but, like, mini-bots, you know, like that. So, I've seen it a couple times. I don't know if I want to wait for this version of the character, because this looks like it's more in it for the movie. But, I mean, this is definitely a better option than the little figures that we got with Grimlock a couple years ago. So, for those of you who want a wheelie, this is definitely a pickup. Then we got Wave 2. So we got, this is an IDW character. I don't know who this character is. Haven't read a lot of IDW, but there's been a lot of speculation that IDW was going to be coming to Studio Series, and they're going to dive into it. So here it is. So now we're going to get, does this mean we're going to get the entire cast? Who knows? This is an odd choice to go with for the very first one, but I think it's a good opener. Pick a character that nobody really, that I don't, but I'm sure you guys probably. You're like, oh my god, I can't believe they're doing this character. So I think it's cool. IDW for Studio Series. We're getting another. I think they're just re-releasing Swoop, just so people have the option to get it, because I think it was a little different the first time around. It does look like it's a little differently painted, but again, I have the full set of Dinobots. The only thing that I wish this thing came with was like, if you gave me the flight stand and got rid of the swords, I'd probably be okay with that. Or just because, here's the thing with the swords, like, even with some weapons, because they don't paint the weapons, like, you just get upgrade kit. You know, but like a flight stand, or a dynamic flight stand for him in flight mode, it would have been cool. Would have been cool, but no. Now, this is something that's very, very interesting. So, we're going to be getting a leader class Last Night Megatron. Now, I'm going to be really curious about this mold because I own the original mainline toy, both the leader class and the deluxe class. They came out with two versions back. Now, I think I read somewhere that there's that the extra parts like the shield and stuff like that becomes the dragon. And I think that's the dragon that I don't know which dragon that is. Because The Last Night is one of those movies where I thought, obviously, Optimus's designs from Age of Extinction, but I really thought Megatron and what was the, I don't remember what the villain was, like that triple changer. Not triple changer, sorry. It was like, well, yeah, there was like three of them. There was two of them. There was a Decepticon version. It was like 6 robots. like little creatures that turned into some robot, and then of course you had the dragon. That was like I think 8 robots that turned into a dragon, but of course the toy was only 2. That'd be something I'd be interested in getting. But other than that, that movie was just I've only seen that movie like. So and then we got the Titan Wave, and we're gonna be getting Scorn, and I think this looks really cool. It honestly, it looks like it's just going to be a simplified, upscale version of the original toy, which again, that's okay. I don't know if this is the final paint job because I don't remember what the colors were. I know they were like I think they're all like a silver metallic color. So the fact that he's a little bit of a different color than Grimlock was, I think it's a little bit like it does kind of. This might just be prototypes. So they're not painted. Alright, so there's a lot of just like shots from the panel, so we don't want to get into that. But here it is unpainted. So here it is, and that looks really massive. That's really massive. This was at the booth. They had a prototype. So I mean, it's pretty massive. It is. These are big boys. Now, these are big boys. I have thought about buying the Titan Grimlock, but it's just $190. It's like a lot, you know? Like, I get it, but like the price is deep. And I'm gonna do a video at some point about the price. Hasbro prices are getting out of control, and I get it. There's rising costs when it comes to materials, labor, transportation, logistics. I understand that. Trust me, I understand that more than probably most people that complain about the prices on Hasbro. But what I'm gonna say is I think that the reveals for San Diego Comic-Con were pretty good. I think they released a little bit of everything. Like, it wasn't just like, oh, I'm not interested in any of it. You know, there was something there for everybody. You know, you got some IDW, you got some G1, you got some G2, you got some Beast Wars. You know, the only thing that I'm kind of upset about is where's my Beast Machine? Why are we not getting any Beast Machines? You know, I know Beast Machine is one of those franchises that people just kind of like forgot about. Like, ooh, I forgot that even happened. I actually like Beast Machine. I'm actively hunting down all the original toys. So it's just, I don't know, man. I really wish that they would have. I really wish they would have like just released one. Just do one. Do like the Rhinox one. Do Tankor or something. Do Black Narachnia. You know, do an Optimus Primal. You know, do Megatron. Do the heavy hitters. Do Megatron. Do Optimus Primal. You know, if you don't want to do Cheetor or Rat Trap because the designs are probably too hard to do at the scale that you want to do. I think that's the only reason why they haven't come out yet is because you have to pick a scale. And I think the Beast Machine characters were smaller than their Beast War counterpart. You know, I know the show, the Beast War characters, they looked like they weren't that big, but the toys were massive. And the fact that they did Rat Trap at the scale they did for Kingdom, I think they can do an updated, you know, with the wheels and all that, you know, kind of like a wheelchair version, I think is what it was, of Rat Trap for Beast Machine. I think they can do it. I'm not sure why they haven't done it yet. If you're a Beast Wars fan, let me know in the comments down below. Did you just hate Beast Machine? Was it not for you? Let me know. I'm interested, but I loved those toys as a kid, and I had almost all of them, and of course, through time, I ended up losing all of them, everything like that. So what I wanted to do is give you guys kind of an overview of those figures for professional setting. This is off of Hasbro's website directly. So this is, you know, again, these are premium, and because I just recently transformed them all into their beast form, so I can store them away a little bit better. And I can tell you right now, honestly, I'll be honest with you, 7 figures for $220. That's a really good price. And honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that I already own all these characters, like these exact ones, except for Air Rays, I think I missed Air Rays, I probably would have stored. I'm not a massive Beast Wars fan, but like this is one of those things that I would probably buy. And I guess it depends on, like, if this were to open up and it shows them all in there like in the Dino modes or something like that. Dino modes, Beast modes. I think that'd be really cool. But yeah, I think it's premium. I mean, you know, it's the same old. You know, now, the only thing that's costing them is the repaint and repackaging. You know, and it's got the. I mean, it's back. That's cool. That is cool. That is cool. But yeah, you can pre-order this right now on Hasbro Pulse. It is speculated. When is it coming out? September 1st. Oh, it comes out really soon. It comes out actually this year, so that's really cool. And then lastly, here is the pre-order for the Seekers. They're $150 for 4 molds. I mean, not bad. Comes out August 8th. That's not bad. You got 29 more. Well, it says 20 more days. Oh, pre-order. Oh, pre-order by the 8th, or pre-order by 8/24. Okay, so you have. Oh, so maybe it's an exclusive window. I might pre-order. This just to have the. Yeah, expand your Seeker collection. 4 generations, 1 cartoon inspired, 4 Voyager class figures, Seekers. Okay, Iron Storm, Acid Storm, Nova Storm, and Sunstorm. That was the other one. That's what. That's animated accurate figures converted between robot and jet. Comes with 8 null rays accessories for Dematic. Yeah, I mean, this is one of those things that I would buy it and I would put it like in a shadow box. You know, like them in their jet modes, and put it on the wall. I might pre-order this guy. I'm probably gonna pre-order. I don't know why, but I'm probably gonna pre-order. But yeah, I'll do that off camera, of course. But yeah, guys, I just wanted to show you guys. This is what's available. The translucent Walmart ones, I think, are also going to be on here, but you're only going to get them on the Walmart and this website, Hasbro Pulse website. One last thing I want to end before we kind of end the whole thing. HasLab. Apparently, there's going to be a new HasLab, and it's going to be a Transformer. And I just realized there is an official page. So yeah, this is everything. You can get this on. There's Legend of Zelda figures. So I mean, I think that's really, really, really cool. So that's really cool, guys. So then 27th is Marvel Legends stuff. So head over if you guys are interested in getting to whatever came out of franchises, Ghostbusters, Star Wars, G.I. Joe, you know, Marvel Legends. Interested in any of those different franchises, definitely head over, check it out. I'll have a link to all this down below. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Of course, there is going to be some more content and data, and more data. Of course, there's going to be more content that's going to come out after this because I am recording this on a Sunday morning. So we still got Sunday, San Diego Comic-Con. So by the time you guys watch this, all that will be already done. So if I incorrect on any information, like if anything's been miscorrected since Sunday when I recorded this, definitely I'll make a note of it in the next installment when I talk about it. But yeah, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed listening to me ramble about Transformers at San Diego Comic-Con 2026. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, until next time.